For my final production, I was required to gather feedback and research of what went well and what could have been improved. For this, I gathered 15 people to watch my production and then answer a questionnaire on it. The first question they answered was, did Nightmare on the Flesh scare you? As you can see from the graph shown, that 13 in fact said yes and 2 said no. This clearly shows that my horror meets the horror genre and supports Chandler's theory in the fact that horrors are made to scare. When asking why the 2 that said no, why didn't my horror movie scare you, they answered in the fact that they weren't scared, but when looking at their ages, these 2 were adults and well into their 40s, so therefore this shows that the older generation do not find horrors as scary, which I also found out in my research and planning, that this correlates to the same, that adults find horrors less scary than teenagers do. My second question was, did you enjoy the horror slasher subgenre? For this, 12 answered yes and 3 answered no. This shows that even though many had enjoyed my horror, the fact that the subgenre wasn't to everyone's taste. This could have been because more people enjoy psychological horror or gore horrors, as there wasn't as much blood or mental scares in my horror film. But the fact that 12 said yes suggests that my horror was good representation of the horror slasher genre. My third question was, what did you enjoy most about my short film? Most people enjoyed the lighting and the tension that was built up in the scenes through my use of quick and slow shots and even the use of slow-mo sometimes. Other people enjoyed the narrative as it related to other horror films that they had seen. This is good because it shows that my research and planning matches the outcome of my final production. My fourth question was, what could have been improved in the short film? The majority of my questionnaires answered with a better and scarier ending that had more jumps. This is something I'm planning on improving by adding a heart balloon which represents her heart, and then it pops just as she will get killed at the end. This is good because it builds tension in the scene by making the impact of the popping of the balloon so intense, with it matching the time of her death. My fifth question was the clown in my short horror realistic? In this, 13 answered yes and 2 answered no. This clearly shows that the hair, makeup and costume of my clown was realistic to other horror films and of a clown in general. This is good because through my research and planning, I discovered that many people have a fear of clowns. Therefore, using a clown and making it realistic in my final production meant that I could easily bring fear to my target audience. My sixth question was, do you feel that the girl was vulnerable? For this question, 11 answered yes and 4 answered no. This clearly shows that from the majority of my film, I made sure that the girl was the damsel in distress and needed saving, which is a common theme in horrors such as Scream. Although I could have improved this by making her more innocent, so the scene was more powerful when she was being killed. My final question was, did the music in The Nightmare of the Flesh build suspense? For this question, everyone answered yes. This clearly shows that I used effective music to build tension. The music I used was non-diegetic and matched many other horror films' music in the scenes where someone's about to get killed. I knew this was the right thing to do from my research because other films such as The Others and Insidious use the same type of music when they're building suspense and tension in their scenes. Overall from this, my main aim for improvement is to improve my ending to make it scarier to the audience. I'm going to do this by adding more scenes and making the shots faster to build tension, as well as having an impactful ending of the girl dying and a balloon popping.